Justin Schaefer. He knows a crazy amount of stuff about crazy amounts of things. Swear to God. I don't normally say that, but I will say that in this context of which we are talking about, he knows a lot. I don't know as much. So what are we talking about? What are we talking about? For those of you who don't know, I'm a reservist in the Marine Corps, and so I have to run this thing called a PFT every year.
What does that stand for?
Physical fitness test.
Wow, there it is.
Oh yeah, physical fitness test. But what it is involves we have to do some pull-ups, we have to do crunches, although they've added a plank alternatively this year, and then a 3-mile run. All right, so I have a little like loop. I've been running around my neighborhood, and it's, you know, I would say I'm inconsistent in my training. Would be a fair assessment. Would you say that?
You're consistently consistently inconsistent.
That's a good one.
So
I am consistent.
At least you're consistent.
Yeah, I am consistent in that aspect.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, hey, you're doing it.
I am doing it. And so I actually have no idea, because I am not technologically savvy, and I kind of refuse to do things like download apps for the most part. So I don't know how long this loop is. All right. So I was actually going to go old school the other day and drive it and see how, and like you put the thing on your car to like see how many miles it is. And Dustin's assistant was here, and he's like, there's this app that I'll just put on your phone for you, and you could just, because you run with your phone, and it'll track it for you for the next time. I'm like, okay, that sounds cool. I'll do that if you put the app on.
All right. So you basically, what you're telling everybody is that you run.
Yes.
Now you have to run. You're going to do planks or sit-ups, and then you're not going to do pull-ups because your elbow.
I have a janky elbow right now.
Janky. Spell that. Somebody spell janky. I don't know how to spell it. Spell janky. I want to know. So you try hard. April's actually a pretty good runner. Like naturally a pretty good runner.
I like running. It calms my head.
Well, and she's one of those people that can, she's like, it's like what's that guy? Matt Damon from Good Will Hunting. She has like the amazing gift of running, but yet she never does it. It's like, come on. So you ran it in, you normally run that loop at how far? How long?
You know, the last couple times I ran it was like 26, 27, you know, it was that many minutes, 26, 27 minutes.
All right. How many of you all can run for 26, 27 minutes? I'm just curious. Without stopping? You didn't stop?
No, I don't stop.
Oh. I mean, that's exhausting. Somebody says, can we talk about how good your skin looks, the both of you? Yeah, it's called the keto glow is what that's called, the keto glow. And not sleep at night. We have not slept well in the last few nights.
Yes, kids are all getting up at all hours of the night. Lots of stuff going on here.
Our daughter taught she could count to 9 and 10, not anything before 9 or 10, but all night.
She throws an 8 in there.
Yeah. So here's the craziest thing is you went for a run a couple days ago, and then what happened? I want to explain this because I think it's really cool.
All right. So went for a run, and I literally ran. So I was running, and I was dying to the point where, you know how I said I never stop? I almost felt like I wanted to stop. And actually there's a turnaround where I can make it a little bit shorter. And I almost wanted to do that. I said, no, we're getting close to game time here. You've got to keep pushing it all the way. So I pushed it all the way and was dying. And I always take screenshot my times at the end. And I took screenshot my time, and I was like, whoa, that's like way faster. And it literally was almost 6 minutes off my last run time from Wednesday. So that was Wednesday to, was that Sunday? Sunday. Wednesday to Sunday. Took 6 minutes off my time. I have never had that great of improvement before. Never. That was huge.
So here's the deal. Anybody know why she did? But there's something else going on here. So earlier Sunday, she goes, Dustin, I haven't been able to break through the 140 pounds. She's done a body transformation.
Baby number 3. Baby number 3 is taking a little bit longer, okay?
The hill gets a little higher to climb as you have more kids and get a little older, right? And she's like, I have a video that will teach you how to drop that extra body fat. What happens when you plateau? She goes, I'm not watching the video. She goes, you can just tell me.
Hey, there has to be a benefit, right? With us being married, I shouldn't have to watch the video.
Third-party validation. And so it was kind of funny because in one hand, she was not, I wouldn't say frustrated, but concerned or maybe a little frustrated that she wasn't breaking that plateau and dropping more body fat.
I was a little I wasn't like uber frustrated. I was more like, okay, what do I need to shift? Because I'm like, I need to shift something, right? That's how I was I'm kind of been reasonably consistent at being low carb. I've been, but like, I think I have. I've been reasonably
You've been
consistent
good.
at being low carb. Right? I'm drinking my ketones.
Unfortunately, this is probably how she should
exercising.
live normally. And
Yeah.
she goes, I want to drop all my weight quickly so I can eat all the crap again. That's what she says.
Well, I like bread. I'd like to get to a weight where I can eat bread again. And brownies and chocolate chip cookies. Why not? Who doesn't? If you don't, you're lying.
We live in a whole different world, her and I. Okay, so she runs her time and she comes back and she shows me. She's like blown away. Now, this was different. And now there's a couple of variables that might have happened. One, she's getting better shape. Right? One of them that she's getting healthier. She's getting more fit. April doesn't have a really good perception of time. And so to not know that you ran 6 minutes faster is kind of like, for me, kind of mind blowing that you're like, oh, I felt like it was really hard, but yet it was 6 minutes faster. She drank.
It was hard.
She drank keto up like what, 10 minutes before you ran?
A little bit longer than that.
10, 20 minutes,
Yeah.
10 or 20 minutes before she ran,
Yeah,
she
10
drank keto up.
Yeah.
Right before she ran. So I'm almost out of keto up, by the way. And so I maybe will save a can for you when you do your test.
No, you're totally gonna say we can. Maybe 2. I'm just gonna like double fist that stuff. Run 12 minutes faster.
My son stole some before she got to go run. He always steals the stuff. But that's pretty cool. I mean, very impressive. In 20 minutes, we don't know how far this is. My guess is like 2 miles. I think it's 2.25 maybe, just based off of what I understand of your abilities.
Yeah, I would say that probably sounds about right.
Yeah, you have no idea.
I've thought it was around 2 miles for like a long time.
All right, so we'll see. You're gonna have to run it again, and then you will know the track. But
and I got to beat my new time now.
yes, you should. So how fast do you want to run your actual 3 mile? Because you run 3 miles in the military for the Marine Corps. Every other service, they can just run around the block. But
if I ran 23 to 24, I'd be happy.
So 3 miles. Who can run 3 miles in 24 minutes? Just curious. Can anybody run 3 miles? That's what she wants to go for 23. She won't be happy unless. And here's the thing: if she runs 22:56, the first thing she's going to say, she goes, if I would have trained just a little bit earlier, I would have ran it under 22 minutes, guaranteed. Out of her mouth every single time. Every single time.
It's true every single time.
She doesn't think I'm listening, but I am.
If I would have trained a little bit earlier, I would have gone a little bit better.
You ever have something crawl on you, or you think of something crawling you, like don't know what it's going to be, and it's just your pants?
I bet it's a spider because we've had a lot of those recently.
All right. So here's the deal. So you drank your keto up. So she basically drank a form of our ketones before she ran. Now, she doesn't normally drink this form. She has our other flavor that she likes.
I actually don't normally drink ketones right before I run, to be honest.
Well,
I drink them in the morning.
Wow. She doesn't watch my videos, apparently. So either way, so she drank her ketones before. And what it does is that you utilize less oxygen when you're exerting your body or not exerting your body. So basically, for every step, let's say that she ran 100 steps and she would breathe, let's say 20 times. Well, with ketones, she may take the same 100 steps, but only had 18 breaths. Like she saved herself efficiency. So she utilizes less oxygen for the same amount of work. So she has more in the tank to give.
That actually explains a whole lot because during this run, my muscles were fatigued, but I never felt like I was out of air. And I thought that was weird.
Yeah, so you basically feel like your lungs, some people say my lungs gave up before my muscles gave up. Now they're actually all working together, but there's a sense there, and a lot of times this can be the case. So that's one reason. The other one is that ketones make your ATP, which is an energy efficient, an energy producer in your body that your body uses for energy. It uses more. You have more of that. So by having ketones in your system before you work out, you're only going to increase your performance, which is pretty remarkable. And I truly believe that most world records are going to get broken in the next 8 to 10 years. Because of what's going on, what we're doing. And it's pretty remarkable. It's pretty remarkable. So if you're working out, definitely, especially if you're competing, definitely use ketones before you train. It's only going to help you get better. Now, here's the downside of that. The only downside is if you're obsessively working out and you're addicted to it and it makes you work out more.
Not me.
Then keep in mind, you still have to rest your body. It's not really a downside, but there's a small case of Janet's out there. Rolled my ankle in March, so just finished soaking. Janet, there she is. Of course you rolled your ankle. You're killing yourself. I'm just kidding. I like Janet. She's got a motor and it's awesome. 50 years old and she's crushing it. So that's why you ran more efficiently.
So if I'm going to surmise this in more like April speak, what I'm hearing is that if I drink ketones before I run, I don't get winded and I have more energy. So I just run faster.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Like really awesome.
It only makes sense to drink ketones before you run.
Yeah.
Yes.
How fast I
And
run
it's
is
actually
tied in with my career, so this matters a little
yes,
bit.
it does matter. Like, yeah, she's doing math. I mean, how long is the plank you have to do?
4.5 minutes.
You have to do that tonight yet.
I know. I still have to do that. Ugh.
So 4.5. Can anybody do a 4.5 minute plank?
If you can do it, I love you. I want to see. I've only talked with one person who's been able to do the 4.5 minutes yet.
If you so that's the Marine Corps. If you want to join the Air Force, all you have to do is get off the toilet and you pass. Sorry. Just having some fun.
We love all the services.
How many sit-ups?
Oh God, for my age, they making you more crunches when you're older, which is so weird, but true. I think I'm at 107. I have to do 107.
107 crunches. Now, I used to have to do like the behind the heads, like rip your head up. Now that we do them a little differently.
He's a little older. They've advanced since then, and they realize you don't want to hurt your neck. So
old school right here. That's what they call me, the champ.
Now we
Champ
do
is
ghetto
here.
crunches.
The champ is here. The ghetto crunches.
Ghetto crunches.
All right. So then, how many pull-ups do you have to do, or push-ups?
I have no idea on push-ups because I'm never gonna do those. But
50 probably 60.
It's like 50 or 60 or something like that. I don't really
in a
know.
minute or 2 minutes. Or just not stopping.
I don't know. I didn't read the paragraph because
so we don't know about
I'm not
push-ups.
doing push-ups. But pull-ups, I want to say, I think to max out for my age range was 8 or 9.
8 or 9 pull-ups. So dead hangs.
Yes, dead hangs.
Pretty cool, right? Marine Corps is badass. That's why.
And they're cooler because they're doing all these awesome, like, alternative ways to do it. They used to not be able to do the plank. I think when you get really old, they let you like row or something instead of run. I mean, if your knees are all janky.
Yeah. See, I didn't have it. We had it the hard way. For us, it was uphill both ways. I mean, it was
through the snow.
It was just
in
the hard
blizzard.
way. In Hawaii, even. I mean, uphill in the snow in Hawaii the whole way. So here's the cool thing: is there's a lot of lessons in this. Thanks to you guys for plugging in with us here. If y'all want us to do more lives together, let us know. We'll do more lives together. I actually way better with another person by myself. Always.
I would say the same thing.
So here's the bottom line: is first off, drink ketones before you work out. If you don't have ketones, get ketones. It doesn't make sense you wouldn't. It makes no sense in the world that you wouldn't have ketones. It just doesn't make any sense. Number 2 is that if you're on a journey of health and better, just keep in mind that you're getting better in a lot of ways. And so April was looking at the scale and she plateaued. There's a lot of reasons she could have plateaued. We were talking about maybe her protein levels were down. She's been eating kind of some different foods, even though they're low carb, potentially their calories were higher than she realized.
Not a calorie counter.
She doesn't sleep well.
Especially with 3 kids getting
up. Well, it's almost all. Well, here's the deal. It's sleep, and April decompresses at 11 o'clock at night till 2, and the kids get up. So, so those are some reasons why her body's plateauing. Also, she's older. Why does that matter? Is metabolically your body's shifting, right? She also has been very inactive over the last 4 years, really since you transitioned to being a reservist. You're way less active. You're physically more active now than you've been in a long time. So she's going to be more prone to gaining some muscle. And that may be happening right in this little window because her basically since you started working out more is when you plateaued the most.
Yeah. So I was like straight muscle many years ago, like almost all muscle. And then I went to like almost all fat. So that's like a big transition.
It wasn't all fat.
It was a lot of muscle. I had muscle in my arms from picking up my kids. Nowhere else.
Yeah, she got pretty ripped when she was in her military training, like in 2012 and 13. You were like shredded. She was crazy. It was actually a little bit like.
I was a little too skinny.
A little too skinny. So you got to have some curves,
Yeah.
But anyway, so she plateaued and she got kind of stuck at that scale. And here she ran 6 minutes faster in 1 week.
I didn't even tell you. So today I was 139.
And what did I tell you? And what did I tell you?
You said I was about to start losing some weight again. You said that plateau was over, and I was about to start doing it now.
So April's somebody when she sees the scale, it doesn't really beat her up. Maybe a little bit, but probably as a whole, it doesn't. She sees it as competition. It's a reminder to get her butt off in gear and get things taken care of. Most people don't see the scale that way. So Michael Rutherford reminded me of that. And so if you're a person that sees that scale and you emotionally get stressed or overwhelmed or worried, then you got to get rid of it. It's not going to serve you, or go work on your mindset to not let that scale have that kind of control over you.
And if you do have a scale, don't go on it every day.
Yeah, I agree.
Once a week is the max that you want to go on to.
Yeah, if you get mad at that scale, it literally biochemistry wise will slow down your results, and it's not worth it. So those are some little
ladies
tips.
out there, if you've ever been trying to lose some body fat, right? How many of you have ever gotten on the scale and been like, what the F? What is happening right now? And then like the next day or later that day, you started your period and you're like, oh, that's why I gained 3 pounds.
Right.
Like how many of you have ever experienced that before, right? Yeah. That's when I said this scale thing's bogus.
Yeah, we watched it happen. Then she came in. She's like, I would never want my daughter to go through that little. I mean, it was like a 6-8 hour emotional kind of like shift, right?
Yeah, I was trying to lose weight after Sophia, so no.
The bloody hormones. What's up, Chanel?
When was it? I don't remember.
Yeah,
I was trying to lose weight at some point.
And it's one of those things where you wouldn't want that to happen. You just realize that something, as arbitrary as a number on a machine that has no opinion or control of your life can actually have that much impact in you. So we went dark.
I don't know. Well, Dustin opened up his earbuds.
I don't know what happened.
And then that caused something to happen. But
All right.
So
anything else you want to tell these amazing people?
I love that crazy amounts of shit about a lot of stuff, because like he knows the science behind it. I'm just like, oh my god, I just lost nearly 6 minutes off my run time. Like that's legit. That's serious stuff right now. And I still have a couple more weeks to like train. So I'm excited about what's going to happen. I love that he can explain like why that's happening in my body. I just love that I experience it. But we'll do some more of these lives. We'll keep you updated on the journey, the fat loss journey, and the next crazy thing that happens in my exercise journey. Because I know something's about to happen. Because I'm going to take all the keto ups. I'm going to steal them and drink them every time before I work out.
Well, what's funny? And maybe if we could ever get on a schedule and do regular lives, because, apparently we bicker in a funny way to each other. And so we were just doing a COC call earlier and Mitch sets it up and her and I are just doing our little thing. And so next time we'll have to do a live about how we want to decorate our backyard. And you want to see the most crazy conversations. It's probably the same conversation you have with your spouses, but April's obsessed with this crack that's an inch. It never has to change, and she's obsessed with that crack. We have to do something with this crack. I'm like, the whole ground is completely dirt. Like, let's focus on that. Let's focus on putting something so our kids can go play. We already know what we're going to
do with the dirt.
Well, let's get that done. Let's get that over with. That crack, like it's a crack. All right, y'all.
That fence needs support.
All right.
When you see it, you'll trust me. You'll be on my side.
Hey, what's the moral of this live, would you say?
The moral of this live?
I don't know what that means. Moral of this is, what's the one takeaway?
Ketones, run faster.
Drink ketones, run faster. And if you don't run, you drink them, you might start running. It's the craziest thing in the world. And then if the scale kicks your butt, then kick it back. Catherine?
Don't literally kick it back.
You did do that.
I didn't kick
Tell
it
that
on,
story.
I did not
Tell
kick
that story.
it on purpose.
You guys got to hear this. This is funny. This is funny. I was gone.
He was gone. It was
Ladies, you'll love this.
Baby number 2.
Yeah.
2. And so legitimately Dustin's mom was here staying with us because I literally just given birth a couple weeks.
I think it was like in Australia or something.
I wasn't in Australia. He was in Australia. And so anyway, so I'm in the bathroom. And I had this scale. It was like a glass, like a clear scale, and it had some like metal, the strips that you
razor blades on the outside.
Yeah, literally, that's what they were. Well, anyways, it's like I trip or something. I don't remember exactly what I did, and I slam my foot into the metal part of the scale and like slice, like a big slice right here. I mean, pools of blood, like on the floor, literally. Like my mother-in-law grabs like a maxi pad, like the big ones, and like puts it on my foot to stop all of the bleeding. And
so how many people have used a maxi pad for a bleeding foot?
If you can use it for many types of bleeding, but injuries, they collect a lot of blood. It's very efficient way to deal with an injury. But legitimately, like I was like going like, oh God, am I gonna have to get stitches? I've actually never had, childbirth I've had stitches, but other than that, I never had stitches. And I was like, dude, this really blows, right? And then we had to go to the hospital emergency room with a newborn baby and my other child, because nobody was there because I couldn't drive myself to the hospital. So she had to drive us with the babies and she had to go stay outside with them. but we get to the hospital, and then they actually see us pretty quick because in the Naval Hospital. And it's like literally my skin had healed back together. Like it wasn't even bleeding anymore. It wasn't separated. It like literally just went back together. And I'm going to throw a conspiracy theory out there, but like, I honestly think it was my ketones. Could have been the maxi pad, but I think it was the ketones.
I don't know that. I mean, the magic of maxi pads. I mean, and they heal you like that.
Like the doctor's like, I know this was bleeding intensely because of the amount of blood on the pad. So he knew I wasn't making up a story, but he's like, I've never seen I've never seen anybody heal like that.
Well, the
He's
truth
like,
is that after your
powers.
C-section, they couldn't believe how fast you healed. There actually is research being done on ketones and wound healing.
Well, I can attest to my many wounds that I've had.
And I'm not making that up. Actually, true story. There's a healing aspect or an acceleration of healing. And it makes sense scientifically or like primitively if you really want to get into the root of it all. But that's pretty cool.
So I'm Superwoman, or it's the ketones.
I think you're special.
I'm totally
I think
special.
you're special. I mean, and special isn't always a good thing.
When you're talking about me, it's always a good
it's
thing.
always a good thing. All right, y'all. Really, we got to go. Stop bugging us. We got to go. We got to go. Appreciate y'all. Thanks for plugging in, and drink your ketones.
Have a good night.
Nice
Love
job.
y'all.
Nice job on the run.
Bye. Oh, thanks, Daddy.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye, Instagram. Bye, Facebook. Yeah, you have to use my mouse.
Oh.
It doesn't work that way.
You don't have a cool